What is up, guys? Welcome back to the secret channel where things are very secretive and we don't tell not nobody about them. if I thought the second to last video was exclusive with like 800 views, oh, the last one was hella. It might as well be VIP access only to to that secret channel video because that one got like 400 views. But I think it's because of the whole Minecraft in the thumbnail, and it's not, classic Call of Duty weird title. But I know the people that are dedicated to the secrecy of the channel are going to respect the craft. We started. If you guys don't know, we started doing something a little bit differently. The last video, I will answer one question from down in the comments, and then if you want to ask, well, I'll answer two questions regardless. But if you want to ask something a little bit more personal and something a little bit more anonymous, I do have a Gmail that I'll put down in the description. You can just send on over your what you got going on, and I'll talk about it a little bit, and then of course chat will give their the comments will give their feedback as well. So that's something we're doing a little different. My man Gobs asks, did you ever create something that you thought was incredible and then it did not get the response that you were looking for? Did your confidence rely on the response, or how did you handle it? Yeah, it happened a lot. It happens all the time in my neck of the woods with career-wise, I guess, with YouTube. YouTube is in a place right now where you could dedicate all your time and all your effort into one video, and that video will just do horribly. And then you could throw up a video that you just randomly put up just because, and that video will take off. And some people that are putting all their effort that they possibly can put into YouTube, they're just not seeing the results that some people are that are kind of just trolling on YouTube. It's a really weird, that's something that I don't know if that's something that people can relate to that aren't in the content creator space. But if I were to answer this personally, I would say I've definitely felt that way when it comes to TST in general. We had TST go full time. Blake and George quit their job because strictly because we got a sponsorship in order to cover the minimum that they would need in order to quit their job. But we were like, nah, it's not going to take that. It's not going to be. We're not going to have to rely on that forever not even for very long, because this is such a cool idea that it's definitely going to work out. I felt like our streams were going to pop. I felt like our YouTube channel was going to pop. And, here we are. We're still. We've had our amazing months. We've had our plateau months, and we've had our months where we've gone down. And for a long time, I was like, I just couldn't. I couldn't understand it because I felt like what we're doing is really cool. But I guess from a broad sense of like what should you do if you felt that way? If you worked really hard on something, whether it's your passion or whether it's your actual job, and there's just the feedback wasn't there. As long as you're creating something that you can look back on later in life and think, damn, that was, it reminds me of a good time in my life, or a time where I was very creative, or a time when, just whatever you are creating can represent, a time in your life. I feel like later on down the line, you're going to be very grateful for that. So yeah, our YouTube channel isn't at a gazillion views and a quadrillion subs, but we've got some pretty good videos on there and some good content that we're going to be able to look back on when we're 60, 70 years old and be like, man, those were some good days. Those are some really good days. So I wouldn't say I have a problem of judging everything based off of success and based off of response and other people's response in in whatever you're creating. But at the end of the day, if you like it, I think that's what matters most. Next up, my man Loveridge says, with someone close to you having melanoma, how do you feel is the best way to support someone going through something rough in their life? If you guys don't know what he's talking about, Alexis went to the doctor, found out, she had melanoma, very, very early, not very early stages. It was early enough where it could be taken care of, but late enough where, they definitely, she should not have taken any time. She should have knocked that shit out while she had the chance, which she did. She had melanoma and got it all removed within like a 24-hour, 48-hour period, but it's definitely definitely pretty spooky, pretty scary. As far as the question, how do you feel is the best way to support someone going through something rough in their life? What I did in that situation was just try to be available and be there for her. It's kind of a hard question to answer just because we're long distance, so it's not like I could be there every single. I can't give advice in this particular situation. When it comes to being there in person, because I wasn't. But, I've gone through some crazy shit in my life, and I'll always say, this is more along like a grief, rather than someone actively going through like medical or health problems. I can give advice based off of grief. And the best thing that I can say is just be available, be there. I went through a really rough time when I was 18 years old, and the best thing that could have ever happened is just people being there. Nobody really trying to get any emotions out of me or anything, any sort of like thoughts out of me, but just being able to be in the same room and talk whenever I needed to talk and distract me whenever I needed a distraction, laugh when I needed to laugh, and, be there when I needed to cry because it needed to happen. You really find out who your close friends are, who your real friends are, who your real family is whenever you're going through some stuff because, I think it's just human nature in some cases when to make things about themselves. It's a real weird situation. I'm sure that anybody listening to this that has gone through some traumatic shit that was, made public by a lot of people, then you can attest to the fact that people will always make situations about them, even people that you would never have expected it. It happens anyway. And, I had a lot of animosity towards a lot of people for a long time until, I just kind of got over it because it's just human nature at the end of the day. It was kind of a good test because you figure out who is actually just going to be there and let you deal with the situation how you want to deal with it and, be there to play that role. And then you find out who the other people are that pushes their own agenda. It's very strange. I guess that's all I can really say is just be there and be the person that they need you to be in that situation. Yeah, thank you guys so much for those questions, and definitely if you have any questions that you want me to answer going forward and for the comments to answer as well, go ahead and use that email address in the description. It's going to be a super good week, man. I mean, we're closing out the throwback charity series. I think I definitely overshot with how much money I'd like to raise, but that's just because people went so crazy last year. We had $53,000 raised. Is insane. And I think this year if we hit 30,000, that's going to be just as crazy because we're already at like 27 or something like that. So I think for the finale, I'm going to try to push for 30, and then also Halloween coming up. I think I'm going over to where am I going again? Chicago, visiting Alexis. What are you guys going to dress up with? And how long am I going to have to keep dressing up? I can't keep dressing up every year. I can't be 35 patrolling the streets as a sexy skeleton. I don't think that's how that works. But until then, I guess I'm just going to continue being sexy. I also think this is the week where I can tell you what I've been working on for a very long time. So, man, I'm fingers crossed about that because I can't wait to tell you guys. Let me know what you guys are dressing up as your sexy selves for Halloween. And go crush it this week. Thanks for watching. Peace.